Hello guys, the DB Grinder here, back at it again with another video, and this time I am here with YCS champion Rafael Reich, and he got first place with his Snake Eye Kashtira deck, and let's hop right in. Or do you have anything you want to say before we hop in?
Hey guys, I'm Rafael Reich, and I'm so happy to be here for a second time with ICS winner deck profile. In less than 4 months, I was here back in January to make a Charlemagne's deck profile, and now I can do this Snake Eye Kashtira. I'm very happy as the way the weekend went through. Like, was a very, very hard tournament, and I'm glad that I could get this through.
Alright, and also I'll leave a link down below to your YouTube channel if people want to go ahead and check that out. And alright, let's hop into the deck profile now.
Okay, so let's talk about the decision out of this deck. Probably when this video is out, you could already see the Pedro Henrique Melodious Snake Eye deck profile. I tried the deck a lot with him, a lot. We played a lot, we tested a lot, we theorized a lot, and I was not feeling very comfortable with the amount of bricks I was playing just to have the Melodious engine that gets me more resilience. Even though this resilience was very, very important against hand traps, I think there were another approaches that you could get into this kind of resilience. You could go for the Kashtira cards, like I did, or you could go for the crossout designator approach. I don't like crossout designator. I think crossout designator is a very, very, very weird card. So I started trying out the Kashtira cards. And then when I saw the Greek Open last weekend, I saw a guy doing the Hope Harbinger combo out of Snake Eye Ash and Snake Eye Jabal Star. I figured out this combo might be something I would like a lot because this combo doesn't require you to play Jet Synchro. I have very, very big problems with Jet Synchro. Oh, but you are taking out Jet Synchro to put the Snake Eye Jabal Star. And even though this is correct, Snake Eye Jabal Star is a way better card than the Jet Synchron because it can also get you another kind of new plays with Divine Temple of the Snake Eyes. So I think you should play Snake Eye Jabal Star. Doesn't matter if you are playing Hope Harbinger or not. This card is absolutely cracked. And when I started noticing that, I saw there is a way to play this deck getting into the Hope Harbinger instead of the Psyflame Omega or the Herald of Arclight plays. And besides that, I started crafting out combos and thinking to myself, can I get into the Hope Harbinger combo if I have Pressured Planet plus any of the starters, being the starters Snake Eye Ash or Jabal Star the Black Witch? So I opened the dueling book and I was like playing forever. I spent like 6 hours straight just thinking, I can do this and then do this. But if I do this in this order, what if I do this way and this way? And then I finally figured out a line that I liked. There is no way to go for the Hope Harbinger play if you just have Snake Eye Ash plus the Pressured Planet Royalruth. But if you have the planet plus the Jabal Star, you can get into a field spell of Hope Harbinger, Apollousa, RP Masquerena, field spell, and I think you can also end in Pit Knight or Zelandis. At the point that this video is getting released, it's already out on my channel, a video showing up all the new combos you can make due to the Snake Eyes Jabal Star card. Especially this combo I showed up with Planet and Jabal Star. And when I figured out a line to do the combo with Kashtira cards and Jabal Star, I figured out like this is what I'm gonna play for the ICS because it's very resilient to hand traps by the Kashtira cards. And it's also very, very, very good. Makes you a very good end board since I discovered the line to make the Kashtira and Jabal Star going into Hope Harbinger. I got so proud of this, and that's why I ended up playing Kashtira. It's not like that I don't like the Melodious cards. I think they are good, but they take out so much space out of your main deck and extra deck, and the extra deck thing is the most important one to me. You take out so many spots of your extra deck to do the Melodious combo. So you lose the flexibility that you can get for Nightmare Phoenix, for Celine, for example, cards like that. Even though the Kashtira cards also take a lot of space because you have to play Dracosac, Hope Harbinger, and the Pit Knight earlier. Pit Knight, by the way, it's a very good card now since we have the Snake Eyes Jabal Star. But what can we say? Those matchups are like very, very, very free when you have Snake Eyes Jabal Star. Because your deck is now way more resilient to hand traps than it was before the launch of this card. And then you also play Kashtira to make your deck even better. So now there is no reason to play so much space out of your deck to play the Melodious cards. And Crossout sucks. So yeah, that's basically the reason why I ended up joining the event with Kashtira Snake Eye. Especially because we play less cards in main deck than the version of Melodious, and we play basically the same count of hand traps. The math is basically the same. And you can play Nibiru, for example, that's very important. Things like that. That's why I took this decision to play this deck.
Okay.
For the main deck, I think it's very, very safe. Like 3 Snake Eye Ash, 1 Snake Eye Oak, 2 Snake Eye Poplar, 1 Snake Eye Jebel Star, 2 Snake Eye Flamberge. I know a lot of people took out the second copy of Flamberge because now you have the Snake Eye Jebel Star. But I think it's very important to have the second one. It's especially because I'm playing the Hope Harbinger line. You have to play two. But even though I didn't play the Hope Harbinger line, I still think it's also very important to have the second one in your deck. Divine Temple, original, the regular cards, and then my decision for hand traps. Ash Blossom, Impermanence, FX Vader, and Ghost Mourner are basically mandatory at this point. They are like the cards you have to have. You had to have them on your deck list somewhere so you can play a match against Snake Eyes. Then I have the Kashtira cards, like one Fen Hero, one Unicorn, one Birth, and 2 planets. So I had like 5 more spots to hand trap, and I would play 32 cards. I was not supposed to play Terraforming. Then I was thinking about hand traps I could play, and I was making math, like the math of drawing hand traps, the math of drawing starters, and I was not feeling comfortable enough. The math said that the optimal thing you can do is play 43 cards, and with the 43 card being another extender. So we start looking into cards. We tried out, like, for example, a 3rd planet, but terraforming is more flexible because you can add either other planet, you can either add Divine Temple of the Snake Eye, that by itself, it's now an extender because of Snake Eye Jabal Star. So then I have to figure out the 5 last spots for tech cards. Nibiru is always a good card, but as I said, Snake Eyes Jabal Star makes your deck so resilient and so good against everything. So I ended up playing 2 Nibirus because it's still a good card, but I thought like Draw and Lock Bird would be way better. Especially because we saw a lot of players, and especially American players, going for Kashtira approaches, for Melodious Diva approaches, things like that makes your Draw and Lock Bird pay itself very well. That's why I think you should play Draw Lock Bird. And now that more people will be playing the draw, I think you have to play it way more. It's way more important to play draw right now, since many people will experiment the new Melodious strategy. That's why I ended up main decking it, because I feel like if I want to win this event, I need to win against the good players. And draw is the kind of card that's not gonna be very good against the players who are still on the past. Still playing lists from the last YCS, like the Omega Dispater combo. Draw will not be that good on those matchups, even though you can like draw after they add Snake Eye Ash on Fire or things like this. But realistically talking, draw was to beat the good players of the event, and I ended up playing against a lot of them. So I think that's it for my main deck. Any questions?
No, I think you explained everything pretty well there.
Okay, let's go for the extra deck. I think the extra deck is very standard. There is nothing much to say. I just played like out the cards that turn my gameplay easier. Like I love Celine, I love Access Code. I make them. I think if I ever made I made the Zelunch line OTK like one time at the entire event. But the amount of times that I went for Celine into Access Code to clean boards and attack for game was insane. On finals game 1 against Ruben, he made a very impressive boards after a few back and forth turns, and then he was like with 25 life points. I just need to make some damage, And then I was start calculating, and I was like, okay, I just need to make the access code attack for game, and that's it. It simplifies game states. That's what I'm saying. Like, access code is broken. Appaloosa, Masquerena, Speedrunai, Shine Phoenix, and now the three last cards, I think they are the most different ones. Well, you have to play Dracosac, so your Kashtira Unicorn becomes, your Kashtira Unicorn plus Diablo Star becomes into Appaloosa before you play, so nothing to worry. Hope Harbinger was my choice of end board, and I think I choose it because it's very, very good against the decks that don't play hand trap. That's the thing. Like, you are not supposed to get into your full combo if you are playing a Snake Eye Mirror match. If you're playing a Snake Eye Mirror match, you are gonna get interrupted at some point, and then you are not gonna make full combo. So there is no reason to play Hope Harbinger if all you expect are mirror matches. But then we saw like every player from United States on the regional weekend before the event. Even Ruben Penaranda, for example, the guy I played on final, he was on a board breaker approach. So it's all like, okay, if they are still on the board breaker approach, this will be good. But this will especially be good against Runic Stun. This will be especially good against Branded Despia, Fluanderies, and the board breakers approach of out of our decks. So that's why we ended up playing this. And because it doesn't require a brick like Jet Synchro. And for that, Midnight Early, this card was amazing the entire event. This card basically outplays all the Kashtira cards. This is a card that you basically make when you wanna negate a Kashtira card out of your opponent. And being a fire that when destroyed can be special summoned on the end phase also pairs up so well with Promethean Princes. So you can scale them up. You can use the Midnight earlier and then destroy it with the Promethean Princes if your Flamberge is under your number 38. I show up some of these lines on the video I already made, and it's gonna be out tomorrow. So when you are watching this profile, the video should already be out. And I will ask you guys, even though the video is in Portuguese, I think it's still interesting for you all. Just go into the video and watch the lines. I'm showing the cards or what you can do, what you can make. I think it's very, very interesting. So, especially the Planet plus Diablo Star line, but I'm gonna show everything there. I hope you guys enjoyed this. And for the side deck, I think, or any questions on the extra deck?
No, I think you explained. Well, actually, I guess one question. How'd you feel about the Sky Crisis Typhon card?
Well, honestly, I think this card is so overhyped. Like, I never made it in my entire life. I think the people try to say the card is very good in simplified game states, but honestly, I think all the cards out of my deck list helps me more to play through boards and through hand traps than a card that is just optimal if you hand trap your opponent, if he makes a weak board like a Spiller on Night Pass, and then you don't have many ways to push through their field. I think this is just like so situational, and there is no room to that much situational cards in my extra deck.
Okay, fair enough. You want to go into the side deck now?
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so in our matchups that I went second, I had to take out 4 cards. The 2 planets, the terraforming, and the second Flamberge. And what's a very good 4-card package that can go second and can interrupt your opponent without breaking your own strategy? The Psyframe cards, of course. Psyframe Gear Delta and Psyframe Gear Gamma are insane. They can get you into the original Sinful Spoils, you can stop Bonfire, you can stop Heatwave if you are playing against a Tempai deck, and out of this, okay, so the Psyframe package is very important, it helps you in your side deck patterns for going second. And what about the going first? I feel like 3-deck lockdown, as I explained it in the Melodious Snake Eye deck profile, it's mandatory by now in every side deck. Then the thing to think here was, what else can I play that is good going first, but is also flexible for going second? And the card is Triple Tactical Talents. This card and Deck Lockdown, they are amazing against Tempai Dragons because they are not so committed for going first or for going second. They are both gonna help you if you wanna go first, or if you want to go second against Tenpai Dragons. And this will guarantee you a win. And when I'm going first in, for example, a mirror match, I always put in those 6 cards, and usually what I take out is like the third copy of the hard ones hand traps, like the third copy of Ghost Mourner. I usually take out the draw and lock birds at all if it's playing against the Omega plus Spatter build. I take out draw by itself, but if not, if you are playing against Fire King Snake Eye, for example, take out on draw, take out one Terraforming, take out one Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring, and then you can put in like the 6 going first cards. They are absolutely crazy, they are absolutely amazing, and I have nothing to complain about them. But I think that's the 10 cards I ever used at least once on my YCS. I never used Cosmic, Nightingale, or Kurikara at least once. Cosmic, in theory, is good. Like, you can put it going second against stun matchups. You can put it going first against Pearlis, against Horus decks. But didn't happen to me. Then the Lyre Lusk over the Kikinagashi Fusho is mainly because Lyre Lusk is way better when you get Shifter. Because if you get Shifter and you make Fusho, your opponent's still gonna have Prosperity and Desires to get into a Santa Claus. The Santa Claus is gonna kill you. But if you get into your Assemble Nightingale, he's not gonna be able to OTK you, even though he gets the Santa Claus. And since we are under Shifter, you are not gonna take Forbidden Droplet. So the only card that can actually out the Lyre Lusk is Impermanence. And if he opens Impermanence plus Shifter, and I could get to play the Lyre Lusk, it's because I started with normal summon Snake Eye Ash. So he would have spent the Impermanence there. That's why it's better to have the Assemble Nightingale. And even though when you don't get Shifter, but you still make the Assemble Nightingale, I still think the option that this card gives you is way more important because Santa Claus is being played on every Tenpai deck from now. So I prefer to guarantee that I will survive instead of like just hope that they don't get Santa Claus or things like that. And especially when you make the Assemble Nightingale plus any kind of combo, like Appaloosa plus Nightingale, your opponent will have to droplet you on draw phase. So you didn't make full combo because he hand trapped you at least once. So now he has 4 cards in his hand. He draws 1, goes to 5. And in draw phase, he use Assemble Nightingale. He has droplet? Okay. He's gonna droplet, sending 2 cards out of his hand. So he's gonna have 2 cards to try to win the game on that turn. So if you have Impermanence, if you have Valor, if you have Ash Blossom, anything like this, you can guarantee that you will not die. And that's the most important thing at this point. Like, it's very, very, very hard to die when you go for Assemble Nightingale. Even though the people get worried so much about Droplet, about Impermanence, I don't think that it's a very fair concern to have. I think Nightingale is way better overall. And then the Kurikara, what can I say? Like, my list has like 13 side deck cards, and then everyone was playing Fusho in the extra deck, everyone Gale on the extra deck or side deck. I was like, fuck, everyone is doing this. They might know something better than me, because for sure I don't respect Tenpai. I think Tenpai sucks. I played against 2 Tenpais, I chew out both of them. So, well, everyone is respecting the Tenpai. I might respect myself too, because if I don't, this could be the difference on winning a match or losing a match. And I don't want to lose a match to a bad deck. I hope my losses are for good decks. So, I took out the 2 Bestials I was playing my side deck, putting the Nightingale, and then I was on the line for the event, writing my deck list. I was like, okay guys, I need 1 more card for my side deck. What do you think? And then Felix from Germany, Felix Pfeiffer, I think you can find him on Twitter, he said, well, play Kurikara. Kurikara is very good against Pearly. Pearly is a popular matchup. I was like, yeah, sure. I can't think in a better one of. Never used any of them. I
Yeah.
think that's it.
So question about the side deck. So I forgot to ask this in the last deck profile, but how do you feel about skill drain in the side deck of the Snake Eye deck?
Okay, so my problem with Skill Drain is that that card it's amazing, but it's amazing if you get to summon some monsters. It's the same problem I have with Harpy's Feather Storm, a card that many players were trying out to pass with Nightingale plus the Feather Storm. If you get hand trapped into your death, and your only card in hand to defend yourself is Skill Drain, I don't think it's impossible to your opponent to still win this game just by attacking you with with big monsters. Especially now that we have Kashtira variants and the Melodious variants, they are both very good in summon big monsters. So they will hand trap you, stop you, and then play under your card. Deck lockdown, that's not the same because deck lockdown is gonna make your opponent stop like 100%, and you just have to protect it from a SP Knight or for a Nightmare Phoenix. But even though if they make SP or Phoenix, they are gonna spend so much cards to make it. Let's think. You didn't made your full combo, so you got at least hand trap once. So now instead of 6 cards, your opponent only have 5 of them. What are the hands that can out deck lockdown this way? You're gonna have Jabel Star plus a discard, so 3 cards. You're gonna have to normal summon anything to make the Phoenix or to make the SP. If you get into Phoenix, you just have 1 left card in hand. If you get into SP, you have 2 cards in hand. Those 2 cards need to be extenders like Bonfire. So these hands are like not realistic. But the hands where your opponent will just summon some big monsters and go for games are way, way more real than that. That's why I think deck lockdown is way better than the skill drain. But that's my opinion only. I might be wrong. I don't know.
All right, fair enough. Yeah, I just wanted to hear your opinion on that because I realized I forgot to ask it in the last deck profile. But okay, yeah, I think that's everything for the deck list. Do you have any final words you want to say? Any shout outs or anything?
Yeah, again, I will ask you guys to go for my YouTube channel and look for the combo video. Even though it's in Portuguese, I can't take any questions on the comments. I can respond in English. And please follow my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for the Big Grinder for having me there again. I am I can't explain how happy I am for being a 2 times YCS champion. I never thought this would happen to me in so small time frame. So that's all. Follow my YouTube, follow my sponsors. Liga Yu-Gi-Oh! Is the best marketplace to buy your cards on Brazil. And well, that's it, I think.
All right, and once again, congrats on winning the YCS. 2-time YCS champion now. In like 4 months is kind of crazy. But all right, yeah, I'm gonna leave a link to all of his stuff down below in the description. So if you want to check that out, make sure to go ahead and do it. And the DB Grinder signing off. Peace. Have a nice day. Stay safe. All right, sick.
I still think my English is not that good.